Welcome to 15 Days of Mental Health with me, Krisnan Hurdle of Insight Consulting, clinical psychologist and certified life coach.
Yeah, I believe the issue of stigma and discrimination, especially with regard to contracting the virus, is an issue that we've not really been grappling with or been discussing or been dealing with very well here in Barbados. Now, of course, absolutely no one wants to contract the virus. That's a given. And of course, persons who have it or who have recovered from it want to feel a level of comfort and safety and feel, even though they have recovered, they've had it, they've been through it, they still want to feel like they belong. No one should be shunned or avoided because they have overcome a virus which has left them, which has passed. And of course, I think the public needs to be aware that once a person has recovered, that they are no longer contagious, that they are no longer transmissive. But it is out of ignorance that the public and some individuals have been treating persons who have contracted and recovered with a level of inhumanity and indecency, where they have kept those persons at arm's length. They've spoken certain things about them. There have been murmurs. I've heard stories on social media, even on the news, of how prison officers and other members of the public have been treated who have recovered. And so I think that we as the public, each and every one of us, need to realize that persons who have recovered from the virus are people too. And of course, none of us would like to contract it, but at the same time, none of us would like to be treated with indecency or with a lack of humanity because we have recovered, or in light of the fact that we've recovered. We are still humans. Persons who have contracted the virus and who have recovered are still are contributing members, and they still have a part to play in our society. Certainly, they do have stories to tell, and I've been very, very encouraged and heartened by the stories I've heard from persons who have shared them on media and on social media. Very, very encouraged by them. And I'd like to commend those of you who have recovered and have shared your stories. I'd like to commend you for doing so, because you have a significant role to play in this society as far as sharing with persons how the virus treats people, as well as the good treatment that you've been getting from our isolation and medical facilities. And you definitely can share how you are contributing and still making a contribution to society in different ways, through your talents, in your job, in your families, and in your community. And for the persons who have recovered, of course, it is difficult. It must be borne in mind that you will get certain levels of treatment from time to time if people do find out. And with that in mind, it's important to remind yourself of who you are. Remind yourself that you're still human. Remind yourself that you still deserve to be around. Remind yourself that you still have a lot to offer society. And having recovered fully from the virus, you are now a part of society. And so even when issues of stigma and discrimination do happen to raise their head, it is important to have a constant self-talk, to constantly encourage yourself, to constantly remind yourself that you are somebody, that you are important, and that you do have a place. And that self-talk will be a form of affirmation and a form of self-encouragement. It also helps to keep around you and to have some people around you who can remind you that you, family members or friends, that you are still somebody, that you are a contributing and important member of society. And so with that in mind, encourage yourself, big up yourself, and remember that you have so much more to offer. I have your back. If you want to speak to anyone, you can definitely give me a shout. Insight Consulting, but remember to encourage each other. And I would encourage you, persons who have recovered, to perhaps form a community where you can encourage each other and where you can tell stories with each other of how you are coping in the aftermath of the virus. There are others who have gotten past it, and you too will. So just encourage yourself, and we will get through this together.
Leave me a message or comment below how you're getting on with your 3 daily exercises, and remember to continue them today. So that's it for 15 days of mental health with yours truly, Krisnan Hurdle of Insight Consulting. Have a wonderful day.